Welcome to Kainan University. 欢迎来到开南大学. Today we'll be diving into the heart of learning at KNU, our classrooms and lecture halls. These spaces are more than just rooms with chairs and blackboards. They're where ideas spark, group projects come to life, and students build the foundation for their future careers. Whether you are attending a hands-on workshop, joining a debate, or taking a general education course, our facilities support a wide range of learning styles. Let's take a closer look at where the action begins. Our journey starts at the core of how students navigate on campus. The classroom coding system, it may seem simple, but it's one of the most helpful tools for finding your way around, especially during those first weeks of classes.
Let's begin with our traditional lecture style classroom. These are the space most of students are familiar with from high school, wall of sitting, backboard, and a main podium in front. But at KNU, they've been upgraded with projectors, ceiling mount, speakers, and decent lighting for presentation. In building a Jicheng Hall, you'll find a wide variety of lecture hall. On third floor, room A305 accommodate up to 200 students and is often used for foundational courses and school-wide lecture. It has a gently slapped layer that help improve visibility without making students feel too far from the front. On the fifth floor, room A505 and A506 each hold 80 students with tight seating and individual fold-out desks. They are surprisingly stable. The lighting and softboard is sufficient, and each seat has a good view of the screen. For smaller classes, room like 311 provide a more intimate environment, sitting just 35 students. It's often used for writing courses or discussion-based classes. This room layout allows for easy group interaction and acoustic make it easier to hear your classmate without a mic. Across the second, third, and fifth floors, room A201 and A215, A316, and A517, each all about 60 and 70 students. These are pretty standard setup. Nothing fancy, but clean, functional, and adaptable depending on the class.
If Jicheng Hall is all about variety, building the Zhuo Hall, it is all about the scale. These halls are designed to handle larger classes, often combining multiple departments. B212, B220, and B510 are good examples. Each can hold 120 students and comes with better ventilation, dual projectors, and wider teaching platform. Room B512, just down the halls, it's slightly smaller with 110 seats but flows some layout. What's nice is that the chairs are cushioned and the desks are a bit roomer, especially helpful during exam season. For exclusive programs like IMBA, we use smaller rooms like B105 through B107 and B125 through B127. This sits between 35 and 44 students. While modest, they are private, quiet, and have better soundproofing, so instructors and students can focus during intensive discussions. For mid-sized lectures, rooms like B211 and group of rooms from B311 to B314, B319 to B320, and B411 to B413 each accommodate around 65 students. They are particular frequently booked by core classes across departments. Finally, room B11 is one of the more flexible rooms often used for cross-listed courses. It seats 70 and has additional whiteboards along the side walls, which teachers sometimes use for brainstorming or group activities.
At KNU, learning isn't limited to lectures. We embrace active and collaborative education through our project-based learning, or PBL, rooms. These classrooms, like A202 and A302, are designed to support more dynamic learning methods, where students work together instead of just listening to a professor talk. Each PBL room has hexagonal tables that make it easy to form discussion groups without moving furniture around. There are multiple wall-mounted TVs, so no matter where you're sitting, you can see the shared screen clearly. The instructor's desk is connected to a smart touchpad system, allowing teachers to control media and slides from a single interface. It's especially helpful during presentations or when switching between student groups during class. The layout itself is open and flexible. Even though the room can hold up to 48 students, it rarely feels crowded. These spaces are regularly used for case competitions, business strategy classes, and hands-on tech demos. Students tend to feel more engaged here, less like an audience and more like a team working toward a goal. No matter your major, you'll likely spend some time in one of our computer rooms. Every academic building at KNU includes at least one of these labs, giving students access to tools they might not have at home, like licensed software or faster machines. The computer rooms vary a lot in size and setup. For instance, room S114 and S115 and N108 and N115 in the administrative buildings are mid-sized labs that seat 40 students each. They're used for things like intro to coding, business software training, or even general research and writing support. Each station comes with a dual language keyboard, adjusting monitor, and simple but sturdy chairs. They aren't high-end gaming setups, but they get the job done efficiently. And what's really useful is that many rooms are booked for lab hours, meaning you can use them even outside of class time. N114 and N403 and S403 are a bit larger, holding around 60 students. These are often reserved for team-based tech classes where instructors need to monitor multiple groups at once. The lighting software is softer and the air conditioning is strong, so if you're here for long hours, it's relatively comfortable.
Computer rooms across campus. And our largest computer lab, A405 in Building A, Ji Chung Hall, houses 120 high-speed desktops. It's one of the most requested rooms for final project work, certification prep, and large-scale workshops. Each row has clearly marked cables, dual monitors, and solid internet connectivity. Despite its size, A405 has good acoustics, so even soft-spoken instructors can be heard without the mic. Students say it a little cold, especially in the winter, but that might especially help everyone stay awake during long classes. The space doesn't try to impress with design. It is all about function, and when you are trying to finish your final capstone project, that's what matters.
Welcome to one of the most advanced classrooms on our campus, our metaverse classroom in B306. This space is a big shift from traditional learning. It was created for students in digital media, esports, and creative tech programs who need more than just textbooks and slides. Each student station includes a high-performance desktop, an ergonomic gaming chair, and a VR headset when class is in session. You might see half the room working in virtual reality, while the other half is editing video or building game environments. The lighting here is dimmed by default to reduce screen glare, and there's extra soundproofing in the walls to keep things quiet despite the tech-heavy focus. This room may look like a gaming cafe, but make no mistake, if it's serious work, students here don't just learn about the metaverse, they create it. And while the equipment is impressive, it's the student output that defines the classroom. KNU takes accessibility seriously. While our buildings aren't brand new, they've been adapted with features to make student life more manageable. Every academic building has at least one elevator and ramp, and in places where stairs are unavoidable, stairlift platforms are available. The ramps between buildings A and B are especially important for students using mobility aids or scooters. They're wide, not too steep, and lead directly to classroom entrances. Inside the classrooms, seating can be rearranged to fit wheelchairs or assistive equipment. Some rooms even have modified desks for students who need additional space for specific layouts to accommodate visual or motor needs. It's not perfect, and there's still room to grow, but the staff here make an effort to support students when issues come up. Most instructors are also open to adapting classroom setups based on student requests. This kind of flexibility makes a real difference, even sometimes as small as reserving a front row seat or adjusting the lighting can help someone focus better or feel more included in class.
Not all learning happens inside a classroom. And while on campus, there are spaces designed for students to study, meet, or take a quiet moment between classes. The courtyard between the main hall is a popular spot. You'll see students sitting on benches, chatting in small group, or reviewing notes on their tablet. There's nothing fancy, just a few shady trees, decent lighting, and a calm atmosphere. But that simplicity makes it easy and to focus. Some of the indoor hallways have long counters with charging station built in. You'll find students typing a report or practicing group representation right there between classes. It's convenient way to make us of time, especially on days with back-to-back lectures. A few buildings also have small breakout zone attached to the bigger lecture halls. These are usually used for quick group work right after class end. It's a good way to transition from lecture to application without needing to book or separate one.
From traditional lecture halls and interactive PBL rooms to high-tech labs and immersive VR classrooms, Kainan University offers students a variety of learning spaces that support both academic and creative work. These classrooms aren't just space, they're part of the student experience. Every room, from the biggest lecture hall to the smallest study room, play a role in how students grow, share, and collaborate. Some rooms are simple, some are high tech, and some just give you this quiet space you need to think. No matter what your major or your goals, you'll find a spot that fits your way of learning. And thank you for joining us on this extended tour of KNU's learning spaces. We hope it gave you a better sense of how our campus works and what it feels like to be a part of this environment. And we'll see you next time. Bye.